Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you if you go to my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam, and also how to make the best use of the time when you're working through your exam paper on exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. And so now let's look at the last question on this last specimen paper of 2015. So if you turn with me to the last page, and we'll look at question 8 right on the back of that book. So all of these questions relate back to this little extract here. However, in the newly revised exam from 2018 onwards, you won't be required to write definitions out to these musical directions and performance terms. They will be presented to you now as multiple choice. However, it's a really good revision exercise to just go ahead and give these their full definitions. Remember that this could be anything from grades 1, 2 or 3. All of those are now accumulative, and so there's a good bit of revision is required. So have a go, test your knowledge, and then we'll check through these together. So I'm hoping you've had a crack at these, and we'll work through these now. So poco means little. Just use whatever means you can to revise these. The more bizarre you make it, the more easily you will remember it. I used to have a little doggy, a tiny little doggy, and we used to call him Poco Puchissimo, so because I remember Poco is little. So whatever it takes to just remember these. Agitato isn't perhaps too difficult to guess. It just means agitated. Go. Now we've got two aspects of this metronome marking that we need to address. We need to make sure we get the number. So we've got 72 and then we've got crotchet beats. Or you could say quarter note beats. Either one of those will do, whichever terminology you're used to, just stick to that method. And we need to say it's per minute. That tells us precisely what speed to play at. Crescendo here, that's what that's short for. That's the dynamic term in bar 1, and that's the same as this symbol here. You can see it's opening out, and that means gradually getting louder. And then here is the reverse dynamic term. This is our diminuendo symbol, and that means gradually getting quieter. There we go. So a good bit of revision there. So then let's look at the next question. We need to look at the melody. We'll look at the first phrase. It's been marked with a square bracket, and we need to mark all the other phrases the same way. So of course, although you can address this musically, we need to get the maths correct. And you can see that we've got one quaver, 1/8 notes worth of upbeat, and then it doesn't go quite to the end of the bar. We've got to leave the last quaver of that bar for the next phrase, so we're not even quite getting to the end of the bar. It's actually a full bar's worth but notched back a quaver of a beat. So we'll start here and end here because that belongs to the next phrase. We start here and end here because this belongs to the next phrase. We start here and we end here because we've got 1, 2, 3.5 beats. 1, 2, 3.5 beats. 1, 2, 3.5 beats. So you can see that just takes us to the end of this extract. So if I just do those with a ruler, hoping that my starting points aren't too far out, that will do. That one's a bit low. There we go. There. that's that one completed. So it's just getting the maths right, really. Next question. The melody is in the key of E minor. Give a number of a bar that contains all the notes of the tonic triad. So we need to know what we're looking for. The tonic triad is the first, the third and the fifth degrees of the scale. If we're in E minor, of course, E is the first, F, G is the third, A, B is the fifth. So we're looking for a bar that's got an E, G and B in it. It may not be in that order, but as long as those notes are present. So here we've got a B, but a C, so that's no good. We've got an E and a B, but no G. So here we've got a G and an E, but no B. B's in the previous bar, so let's hope there's one here. We've got a B, a G and an E, so there we go. Finally in bar 4 we find the answer. Which other key signature has the same key signature as E minor? So that's our related key, and we know that G major has the same key signature as E minor, 1 sharp. Answer true or false to this statement. All the notes in bar 2 occur in the harmonic minor form of E minor. So E minor has a key signature of F sharps, and then we need to raise the 7th. So if you think E, F, G, A, B, C, D is the 7th, so we need a D sharp as well for that statement to be correct. Let's have a look. Bar 2. So of course we've got the key signature of F sharps, we've got a D sharp, but we've also got a C sharp as well, which is not part of the harmonic minor form. So before we think any further, we can just say, yep, false, that's not correct. So let's think why that's false, just to sort of put our minds at rest. This C sharp, E, F, G, A, B is the 6th, so we've got a raised 6th and a raised 7th. Actually, that's the melodic minor form. So that's incorrect. Let's look now at this next bit. Draw a circle around 2 notes next to each other, so a minor third apart. So then we need to just have a look at this. So we know that something's a third apart when we can see it either goes from space to space or line to line next door. So let's see. So here's our first one. We're going from a C to an E. Now that's a third apart, but actually that's a major third apart, so that's not correct. Here we've got a third apart. We're going from a B to a D sharp. That's a third apart, but that's a major third, so that's not correct. Let's have a look. So here we've got a third apart. Now at first you think this won't answer because it looks like we've got an F to an A, which would be a major interval. However, remember it's an F sharp to an A. That's F sharp minor, a third, and if you look, so that's our minor third, that's what we're looking for. So if I just circle that first, you can see F to A, part of the major scale, we make it smaller by raising the lower note. That's part of F sharp minor, F sharp to A. So there's our minor third, again, right near the end. And so the last part of this question, we're asked to write out the melody from the beginning of bar 2 to the end of the music. So it's a bit tricky to keep looking up. I think they've moved the stave to here in later exams, so it's easy for you to copy directly underneath. So we've got to go from the beginning of bar 2 to the end of the music. That's where we're going. But we need to write it an octave lower, and we're changing from treble clef to bass clef. So the important thing here is to think about where we are relating to middle C. That's an anchor point that we can use as a reference. So here's middle C, and we're actually an octave higher on the C sharp here. So to make it an octave lower, we actually need to start on middle C sharp. So in the bass clef, we know that we're going to be starting on middle C sharp. And so I'm just going to sketch out, I need 1, to 3 bars. They're quite busy bars, so I'll give myself plenty of room. We can't keep it aligned because we're not starting at the beginning. So that should do. So it's just a matter of keeping pace, and if you want to, just to help you so you don't get lost, you can even put bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, just so we can keep track of where we're going to theirs. So we can see we're going to repeat the note, jump up a fourth, go back. So let's just follow that pattern now. So we've got the C sharp, the accidental's already there. Now we've popped that in, so dot that, we need another C note. Then we're going to go up a fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4. Takes us to this F. Of course it's F sharp, but we don't need to worry about that. Back to the middle C. And then we need to go up a third. If you notice, we're going up a third and then down a step, and we need to sharpen that, and then we're going to go down a third. You can see down 1, 2, 3, so down a third, and that should take us to the note below where we started, and we can see there's the C that we started on with 1 note below, so that's correct. Now we've got to go up 1, 3, 5, 6. That should take us a step higher than we were before. So we're going to have some ledger lines going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 takes us 3 ledger lines, and you can see we're 1 higher than we were before, so that's correct. Down a step. I'm glad I put these number 3 so I know where I'm looking. So down a step takes us to above the second ledger line. Down another step takes us to the second ledger line. Same note again. Down a step. Down another step should take us to middle C where we started, and it does. So carrying on, down a step in bar 4, and now we can see we're going 1, 2, 3, 4 notes down. So 1, 2, 3, 4 notes down takes us to the F below middle C, and that's correct because this is the F above middle C, so we're still correct in our octave. Up a third, down a step, and then down a third. I think I'll just don't need a bar line there, do I? Just need to say etc. There we go. And that needs a dot. So that's all the thinking done. Now we've got to just adjust the stems. So we've got all of these first 4 beamed together. So, and then this one of course needs another stem. Let's just make sure we can see that. There we go. Then we've got a tail for that as a quaver, just a stem, tail for that as a quaver. So bar 3, that's a crotchet, 2 quavers together, or 8, oh that went a bit wonky. There. So we need to beam those 2 together. Glad I've got these bar numbers, it's easy to get lost otherwise. And then these 4 will be together, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gone a bit diagonal there, just straight down. There's my finishing note. And so actually that would perhaps do for your full score, but I'm just going to put those just because I can. Why not? So we've got crescendo, diminuendo, F, diminuendo. Let's just finish those little bits off. There we go. That's the end of that question, and that's the end of the paper, and also the end of the whole booklet. I do hope that that's been helpful to you. If you can give me a like, if that's been of benefit to you. Please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. Please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resources that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.